So there are two ways to help you lose weight, lose fat without tracking calories or macros. Just to mention, all right, what makes people fat is not the actual food. It is the amount of food. So calories in versus calories out, that is how we gain weight, and that's how we lose weight. If we eat less calories in and we're burning more out, we're going to lose weight. If we're coming in with more calories, and we're burning less is coming out, right? I had to make sure that made sense. We are going to gain weight. If we're taking in the same as we're taking out, it's going to maintain our weight. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the portion guides and switching up the foods you eat and how to really differentiate which is good and what's bad food, all right? So instead of eating majority of your food or a lot of your food being processed foods are high fat, fatty foods, oily, greasy, all these fast food restaurants that you see and you buy as processed, all right? Whole foods are what we want to be eating, our majority of our plate. 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule means 80% of your food should be whole foods and 20% can be whatever you want. That's the lifestyle for long term. So for example, if you're eating 3 meals a day, you'd have your breakfast and your lunch be whole foods, right? Stuff like that. And that last meal could be not over like crazy, like 3 burgers or something like that, but something that's ice cream, granola, and some fruit, or ice cream, granola, and a bagel. Just an example. This is very general, right? That way, most of your food throughout the day is still clean, and then that last meal is kind of like a fun meal, right? Not saying the rest of them won't be fun. You can make them fun by adding seasonings, by adding sauces, by adding all these things, but that's just an example, all right? So for the purpose of the video, I'm going to be speaking as if I eat 3 meals a day. And so just picture yourself eating 3 meals, and that's kind of my general example. So if you're eating 3 meals a day and you wanna lose some weight and lose some fat, right? Put on some muscle, right? All our meals need to be surrounded around protein, okay? Protein should be. The reason is carbs and fats are very, very easy to overeat, and those because they're so easy to overeat, too many calories so quick that we go way too fast. While protein is very satiating, which keeps us fuller, helps us feel fuller, right? So if maybe we start eating the protein first and eat the carbs and fats last, we'll be less likely to overindulge in calories and also stay closer to our goal. All right, so that's the first thing. Surround your plate. Start your plate with the protein source first, and I'm going to show you how much you should do for each plate and everything like that. But start with the protein source and then finish off with the carbs and fats. Cool? Bam. So now let's talk about how to actually lose the weight without tracking, right? How are we gonna know how to set up our plate for success? Let's say I'm eating again 3 meals a day. So again, having whole nutritious foods for all our meals. So 1 palm of protein, you're gonna do a fistful of carbs, and then we're gonna do 1 to 2 thumbs of fat. Now that you understand that and how the meals will look like per plate, you have your protein, you'll have your carbs, and then you'll have your fat. Now, carbs aren't just things like pasta and rice. Carbs are also vegetables. Add vegetables to each meal, all right? The reason is vegetables have fiber, which fiber helps us stay satiated again and feeling fuller for longer, right? So, okay, you won't be feeling like you want to go binge as much. Also, don't forget fruits. Include fruits into your diet. You don't have to do every meal. Breakfast and dinner, I'd love to have fruit. The reason this method is so freaking powerful, right, is because it allows you to literally take it with you wherever you go, right? It's very easy to do. You travel and you'll be good. Obviously, we're not doing this for the whole time. If you're working with me, you're gonna be doing this for about 1 to 2 weeks. It's like the warm up, and then we get into the other stuff like tracking calories or measuring cups and stuff like that. Another reason why this is very effective is because your hand is a direct correlation to your body. If you're a 5'2" woman, using your hand as a guide for each meal, right, to measure things, it's very hard for you to overdo, unless you eat more portions of it. It's very hard for you to actually eat more than you actually need because you're just following your body. It's very hard to overeat whole foods because they are so calorie dense, right? Compared to processed foods, you can eat a bunch of those: ice cream, pizza, Domino's. That's why you feel like you can eat so much and not be so full so quick, compared to eating rice, vegetables, and chicken or something. That's just an example, and not be as full. So another thing to help you reduce your calorie intake so you can lose weight and lose fat is liquid calories and limiting those. So things that have calories, drinks that have calories, things like sodas, sugary juices, sweeteners for your coffee, too much sweetener, things like that, right, can ruin your progress. So what you want to do, right, even sauces, I forgot to mention sauces. So make sure that all these things, you limit them, so don't have as much. If you're having 3 meals a day, have one meal that has maybe you want to do a juice with that meal. All right, the rest will be water or sparkling water or 0 calorie like Diet Coke or something like that. But majority of your meals should have water. The sauces, you can have sauces with each meal. Just make sure you're very, very limited, okay? So because sauces have a lot of calories. And so what you can do with that is you can do 2 thumbs of sauces, okay? That's how much I would do max per meal, right? 3, maybe 3 if it's something that you need a little bit more sauces, but that is the max, guys, all right? Because they contain a lot of calories and can mess up your gains. Another thing we're going to practice is mindful eating. What you want to do with this is basically put your phone away, put all the distractions that you usually do while you eat, like things you do while you eat, and just focus on eating the meal. And noticing how you feel before, how you feel during the meal, how's the food tasting. Take notes of how you're feeling, all these things, and sit in it. Eat till you are full, okay? So if you finish your plate, even with the portion guide, and you still feel like you're hungry, don't keep eating. What you're gonna do is take a glass and just drink water until your stomach is filled up. And by doing that, I promise you will not want to eat after that. All right, so once you do that, if you're doing 3 meals, stick to the 3 meals. If you're doing 4 meals, stick to the 4. Don't go and eat another meal on top of that, because that is where you're gonna just go grab water, drink the water. Have water next to your meal at all times. I call it the bev. Keep the bev on you at all times. Now let's talk about drinking. Drinking is very crucial. I want you to, if you drink, keep drinking. If you do all these things, you go on the weekends, do that. Don't cut it out. Now, just keep this in mind, that 1 shot of alcohol has 90 calories, which means if you have 10 shots on Friday night, Saturday night, 10 shots in one night, you've drinking, liquid calories, 1,000 calories. You have ate or drank way too much, and this is why people come back on Monday. They've gained weight, or they look weird. They just look worse, right? Because of the weekend is where they mess up. They work so hard during the week to lose it all during 2 days, right? So track. I like to do 3 shots. If you do drink, 3 shots, 3 to 5 shots max. Right? If you're going out 3 times a night or weekend or a week or 2 times, then I would say 1 to 2 shots. All right. Seriously, that is how you lose weight without tracking calories. If you have any questions or anything like that about this, how to do it, how you're gonna do it, how it's gonna look for you, what we're gonna be doing, I want you to message me ASAP. Right after this video, you can finish, Yaj, what do I do there? What should I do for this? And I will help you out, all right? Bless.